Hey, my name's Brett. This is my Mitsubishi Delica Yoshi. I spent 3 months building it out over the summer and the fall, and then the next day, literally the next day, I drove off into the States on my trip, and I spent the last 3 months living in it. It's like your typical minivan. Came with 2 captain's chairs, a bench, ripped all of that out, took out the carpets, and then I kind of just started from scratch. So this is where the magic happens. It's not a whole lot of room, but yeah, man, this is where I've been living for the last 3 months. You might notice we got the Crystal Light roof glass. It's amazing for when you're camping out and you're in the forest, you're in Death Valley, and it's a clear night. You're looking up at the stars, and it's amazing. Like that, for that reason alone, that's why you should buy a Delica. Absolutely no insulation, but I mean, combination of a sleeping bag and a down blanket, you're fine. I was sleeping in -15 in the desert, no problem. Cold, yeah, but you'll do all right. The red oak countertops, I mean, I think it's pretty standard with van dwellers. Like, everyone wants the wood walls, the wood ceiling, they want something wood related, and it totally makes sense. I was looking around my van and all the grays and all the craze, and I need wood in some capacity. And my buddy who helped me, my carpenter buddy who helped me build the furniture, he just had this laying around. I don't know if you can consider that reclaimed, I don't know, but it wasn't being used, and so we kind of cleaned it up, cut it. It's a 1 inch thick, like I said, red oak, and I think it turned out amazing. And it really kind of like opens up the space, and smells really good too. I'll put my laptop up here. Anything I just need to throw around, it just opens up this space a bit. I got books, you know, Game Boy Advance. That's a Vanlife essential.
Is that Pokemon Blue in there?
Pokemon Blue, man, the #1. Blastoise over Charizard any day. Sorry, in there. But this is just my vitamins in here. Take your vitamins, people. Like, seriously, vitamin C will take you a long ways. Basic, just some like bananas, you know, just some like produce storage. Like I said, it's not a whole lot of storage, so you kind of just have to like make do, you know, cut out the unessential. Like what you will find it quickly living in a van what you need, and if you don't have room for it, then it's unnecessary and it's the unessential. So that's what's good about having a small space, is that you don't have all the extra junk that you might accumulate living in a bigger space. And so it's good. I mean, for the last 3 months, I have not needed any more space than what I have. Yeah, I just have some toiletries here. I got my camera gear, some storage down below. Basically, it's just I'll bring it out here. This is my power bank. This is where I charge all my devices, phone, laptop, camera, anything I need. It's done amazing. It's the 500. That's all I need. So the way I charge my Jackery here is that I either just do it while I'm driving, and that does the trick, or I'll bring it with me into a cafe with my backpack, charge into the wall, and just drink a lot of coffee and wait for it to charge, really. Necessary skateboard, gotta have that. So this is my my cooking setup in here. Just got my coffee station here with my propane, just all my cooking supplies. Like, coffee is really important to me, and so always got to come stocked with good coffee. Then I got just some cutlery in there, some spices, super basic, then just some dried food and soups. You know, that's the go-to, soups. So yeah, when I'm cooking, I just place this on top, and yeah, we have a full cookout here. My favorite thing to do is drive out into the desert, drive out into as far away as I possibly can, and just have an epic cook-off. Stir fries are my go-to, hot dogs, you know, pastas of course. But yeah, this is my my Everest Camp Chef stove, and it's amazing. It's everything you want. 2-burner. You can control the power of the flame, and hasn't done me wrong. It's pretty efficient on propane. I probably go through like one propane like 3 weeks to a month. So and that's me cooking with using both, making coffee every single day. This is kind of how I get my hot water too.
So what do you do for a sink?
I don't. Wet wipes will go a long way. I got my water here, just a 10 liter water jug, which isn't enough. I need to somehow figure out a way to get at least 20, because yeah, you'll go through water like nothing, especially when you're out in the backcountry or something. So yeah, no sink. I don't need a sink. It's in a van this size, it just will take up way too much space. So it's a sacrifice, but I haven't really needed it. So.
And what do you do for your dishes?
Wet wipes, water. I got some dish soap in the back. That's it. Yeah. Just kind of make a makeshift kind of plate and utensil wash station in the desert or wherever I am, and yeah, just you make do. In van life, you just make do with whatever you got, right? So that's it. I mean, the Crystal Light roof is great in the day, but yeah, when the sun goes down, I've quite a few lighting methods. I mean, I got the fairy lights, of course. Can't see that, but yeah, I got the fairy lights. I got these 2 reading lights, which do great. I've got my little electronic USB lantern. So all this is rechargeable just by USB through the Jackery. I have no solar, obviously, and so it's done well. All this is super. It doesn't take much to charge these. I just put limo tint all the way around because man, just sleeping in cities, you wake up and suddenly some guy is like kind of looking at you. They're side-eyeing you. They're like, oh man, he sees right through this, doesn't he? And so I kind of got tired of that. So I put limo tint all around, and we'll see what that's like. Window covering, I do have window coverings for the front, and so it's fine. Honestly, I don't even use it really. If people look in, they look in. Whatever, don't care. The fan, this is one of my favorite components. I found this, some YouTube video. It's an opular USB fan, and because of the glass roof, I can't cut into it. All this is all mechanicals with the lights and all that. Can't cut into that, so there's nowhere to cut into. So this is my only option, and it's amazing. I almost never have to charge it. It comes in like 4 different speeds, like obviously low, medium, high, and then there's another setting where it does all 3 interchangeably. It's amazing. So if I'm cooking something in here, turn that on, and then I'll open this, crack open that, open the window, and kind of have like a whole like airstream going in the van, and it works like a charm. So this is just extra storage, and at first I wasn't really stoked to have this thing just lying right in the middle, but it's actually done me a lot of good. Just all the necessities. Got my towel, flute, Vanlife essential, baby wipes, also a Vanlife essential, gotta have that. Got some camp chairs and a shovel. This should be in every van. Bury your shit, people. Like, it's important. Nobody wants to step in that. Nobody wants to see it. Bury it. So always keep my shovel, because obviously also I don't have a toilet in here, and I don't even understand why people put toilets in their dwellings. To each their own. I don't want my space smelling like anything but roses and like my BO. This is how I make my bed every night and morning, I guess. And it's not the most efficient way, but what are you gonna do? So you just Move these out of the way. My pillows. Yeah, and that happens quite often. Blanket out of the way. And so when I was building this, I had no idea I was gonna have my bed system be a fold out. In my mind, I wanted a pull out, and I'm super jealous of people that do it, but it's a lot of work. So I just got lazy and I just put two pieces of 3/4 ply together with a hinge, and it works fine. But it's kind of annoying to do. So yeah, gotta move this out of the way. Got this leg here. Put that up. Fold that out. And boom. Got my bed, my blanket out here. You know, just like that. You got a bed. I mean, usually I don't have my shoes on in my bed, but for you, I'll do it. So I live in a van because it's so much fun. That's it. I love travel. The ability to travel to the farthest places I can and yet have my home connected to me is unlike anything. I've done a bunch of international travel. I've lived out of a backpack for long periods of time, and there's nothing like having a house, a bed, a fridge, you know, storage. It's the next level. And like I said, I spent 3 months traveling here in the United States, and I had such a blast. And I came home, and I just want to keep going. So that's why I love it. I chose the Delica purely because it was the only van that gave me the freedom to go anywhere I want to go. I think if you were to ask more Vanlife veterans, whatever you want to call them, I think they would all agree that the ability to go as far as you can is starting to become it's starting to become more and more important, because more people are doing the van life thing. Parking lots are becoming more crowded with other vans. The police are starting to crack down a little bit more and more. So the ability to just go into the bush and then just camp next to a couple trees where there's nobody and for miles and miles is starting to become more needed. And so I had two options for this: is either the Delica or a $100,000 Sprinter van. I don't have that type of money, and so this was kind of what my only option was, and I'm so happy about it. So how I deal with the space is I deal with it. Like it just is what it is. Luckily I built this van out, so I went through all possible build possibilities. I went through it all, and I really do think this is the best thing I could have built that utilizes the space yet also gives me storage and gives me countertops and headroom. I have just enough headroom, and it just, I don't know anything else too. Like I said, I've hitchhiked, I've lived out of a backpack. I don't really need a lot of space, to be honest. I just need the essentials. I need a fridge, I need a bed, I need a sleeping bag and a blanket that keeps me warm. I need a good engine. That's huge. I need the ability to drive out in the middle of nowhere. That for me, that's more important than having all this space where I need to put my spice rack here and like whatever it is. To each their own. Do I wish I had more space? I mean, of course. When a Sprinter van comes, when I pass a Sprinter van, and you know it's all decked out and it's all nicely done, do I get jealous? Yes, I do. I really wish I had a Sprinter van, but you know what? I'm pretty happy with this. I need anything else. So the build process was a long one. Like I said, it went through a lot of thinking and a lot of dead ends. So that was big. The floor took a long time just to figure out like what I needed. It was a long, confusing, anxious process. But I look back and it's like, even though it was stress inducing, it was so much, I look back and it was fun, but at the time it wasn't. Me and my buddy, first we stripped the whole thing out. We created the floor with 3/4-inch ply. And that had its hurdles too, because the Delica is so circular. There's no 90-degree angles anywhere on this thing, so it's just kind of learn as you go. And then I went to my carpenter buddy, and he helped me with the shells of the furniture, and that was a long process too, because just scheduling and all that. But also what was good about taking a long time was figuring out the best thing. We got to think about stuff. We would build the drawers or the nightstand here, and then there might be 2 weeks in between the next time I would see him, and then I'd be like, hey man, I just thought of this idea, how don't we have wood on top? And he's like, oh, that's a great idea. And so through it taking a long time, we actually were able to think more about it and expand our ideas. So it actually worked out really well, instead of just spending 2 to 3 weeks and just going boom bop done. You know, we got to think about a lot, and it came out great. The benefits of living in a van are, man, the freedom to go anywhere you want to go. If I wake up I was in Sedona, Arizona, and it's world renowned, it's beautiful out there, but there's a lot of people, and I had this whole like itinerary that I made up. I was like, this is all the hikes I want to do, and then I woke up on the first morning and I was like, I don't want to be here, and I left, and I went to the next thing, and which was the Grand Canyon, and I just spent even more time there, and just the freedom and the room to do what you want and go where you want and be who you want to be, and just there's just so much room. I don't feel constricted even in a small space like this. I feel like the possibilities are endless. Every day is an adventure, man. It's like every day it's like, yeah, I want to go see the Grand Canyon today, I want to go see the redwoods today, I want to go to the ocean today, and you do it, and that's it. And then you just, I don't know, it just makes life interesting. The challenge is there'll always be bad days, or blah days, not really bad days, but just like meh days, and I mean, that's what's gonna happen in whether you have a mansion or if you live in a Volkswagen Beetle, right? So you take it, and some days are not what you expect, but you just roll with it. Like I don't have any expectations living in a van. I wake up and I just do what's calling to me. Like, oh, it's a cloudy day. Oh man, I'm just gonna sit in a cafe all day long and just drink coffee, charge up my devices, like, and you kind of just roll with it instead of pushing your agenda on certain situations that are out of your control. That's when things get bad. That's when the challenges start happening. I look back and I go, I mean, yeah, there was bad days, but they weren't anything that stopped me from doing anything I didn't want to do. What have I learned about myself living in a van? Just how resilient we are. Not just me, just like whoever lives in a van, I would imagine. You find out quickly what you're capable of, how much further you can go. Everyone wakes up and goes, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to change. I want to do something else. Sometimes you're fed up with certain aspects of it, but it's just the positives from living in a van outweigh any negative that there is. Even when the engine breaks down, or you're just lonely, you know, that's a big thing. I'm solo. You know, I get lonely on the road, you know, I'm human, and that's a challenge. But at the end of the day, I'm free, and that's the number one thing. That's the number one thing. What advice would I have for someone thinking about getting into this? Do it. And wherever you are when you've decided you want to do it, start there. Whether I had to save a year of nonstop saving to get this van, but I knew this is what I wanted to do, and so it's been a long process. But when you want to do something, it's like that's it. When the thought gets in your head, if that's what you want to do, you're pretty much guaranteed like that's what you want to do. The hard part is the beginning. You might think you're crazy. You might think, oh man, I'm way too I'm way out of my ability here. This is not for me because I can't do all this. That's when you know you're doing it right. That's how you know you're on the right path. When you're just like, I can't do this. I don't have the skills. Start there, because that's when the fun. That's when you start growing. That's when I look back on that and I'm just amazed at the journey it's been. It's been a total journey just getting to this point talking to you. And I'm just amazed at myself, and that's when you find out who you really are, I think. What would my personal philosophy of life be? Well, that's a hard question. I don't know. It changes. It changes from day to day, from situation to situation. For me, in this moment of my life, I think it's just keep going. Just keep moving. Don't overthink it. It's just, look, I've never known what I want to do in my entire life. I'm that kid in high school where they ask you, what do you want to do after high school? I don't know, man. I have no idea. I'm 28 years old right now. I still don't really know what I want to do, but I keep moving. I just keep. What do I want to do today, and then what I want to do today influences what I do in a week, what I do in a month, year, and then here I am, years later, and still don't know what I want to do, but I'm on the right track, and all that's gotten me here is that I just keep on doing the thing. That's it. All I know is that if you were like me and you're watching these videos and you go, I think I want to do that, follow it and just see where you end up. Yeah, you can follow my travels at Brett Mongoloid on Instagram. Don't have a YouTube, but who knows, maybe down the road. But that's about it.
If you would like to be featured on different media, there's a form you can fill out to be on the podcast or to have your van toured. And if you're interested in watching more alternative dwelling tours like this, we upload every single Sunday. So hit subscribe, and new van life and chill podcasts every Thursday. Thanks everyone for watching.